Going. This is the special town meeting pre-meeting. My name is John Donahue. I am your town moderator. I'm joined at the front here by Gil Aligi, Chairman of the Finance Committee. As everybody's well aware, now that we've been doing this for a number of years, this fall special town meeting is primarily serves two functions. First and foremost, it's what we consider the Capital Planning Committee. This is a time for the town with a clearer picture of the financial condition of the town to spend monies that may still be available via free cash. Also a good time to clean up some odds and ends that we couldn't foresee taking place at the annual town meeting in May. We are in fiscal year 2017, which started July 1st. I would assume the tax rate's been set, Mr. Luce? No, yeah, was Mr. Leddy tax rate been set? Mr. Lally, you?
No, after this meeting.
After this meeting?
Yes.
That's right. My bad. So after this meeting, the financial condition of the town will be even more clear, in which case the assessors and the selectmen will be able to set the tax rate. So I'm going to turn it over briefly to Mr. Aligi for some background on the financial condition of the town.
Thanks, John. On behalf of the Capital Planning Committee and the Finance Committee, we reviewed the articles and recommended all of the money articles. The major sources of funding for capital items this year is free cash, which was about $1.9 million, and there was a transfer from the overlay accounts to the surplus of $190,000. We also use funds from the ambulance account, and there are some funds being expended from the sewer enterprise account. Thank you.
Very good. Before we get into the warrant, any questions for the chair of the Finance Committee or myself as to procedures or process? For those at home that can't see, we have a full room of town officials, committee members, town council, pretty much everybody from the town government is represented here, so we're going to move quickly. I know people have a lot on their plate tonight. There's a couple things going on, so without further ado, we'll jump right into the warrant. Articles 1 and 2 we're going to ask the town to provide funds for settlement of contractual obligations. Article 1 with the Patrolmen's Union and Article 2 with the OPEIU.
I have a question. Randy, do you have a number for that yet?
The chief is not here, he had another meeting, but
Okay.
it's in the range of 90,000.
90-ish? Thank you. Article 3, town is proposing to raise and appropriate $25,000 to be added to the workman's comp expenses account. Again, to those in attendance, if you have a question or a comment, just get my attention. Otherwise, I'll just move on. Article 4, we're going to ask to raise and appropriate just a little bit over $15,000 for prior year bills. This is, as we're dealing with the prior year expenditure, we'll need a 90%, 9/10 vote on the floor next Monday night. And I probably should mention that the town meeting is next Monday night, November 14th, at 7 p.m. in the middle school, and we will start on time, assuming we get a quorum. Article 5 will be transferring from the ambulance, proposing to transfer from the ambulance receipts account approximately $315,000 to operate the ambulance service for the second half of FY17. Those in attendance in May will recall that we funded the first half with a similar type article. This is submitted by the fire department. Article 6, I have some questions on this one, Mr. Aligi. We'll propose to transfer from free cash the sum of $600,000 to the general stabilization account, or take any action relative there too. My question there is, I apologize if you mentioned it in your opening remarks, but what does the account stand at today, and what?
It's currently about $2.1 million.
2.1 before this?
Before this transfer.
So 2.7-ish post?
Yep.
which is sneaking up on, looks to 7.5%, 8%?
I'll calculate it, but
Okay.
yeah, we're over 5 now.
Yeah.
Which was our goal.
What's the plan going forward? Do you have one, or, I'm sure you do, but,
I think we're in a good position right now, and it remains to be seen what we get for future free cash. I know some of the towns around us, Swansea, Somerset, they're getting much bigger amounts of free cash, and I think the fact that we're coming in at around $1 million every year shows the financial stability that we have in preparing our budgets and coming in close to what we expect the budget to be. So I think it bodes well for the town.
I ask that as a taxpayer, not as the town moderator.
Mhm.
Questions on Article 6? Article 7, to see if the town will vote to transfer from free cash $12,000 to replace 32 gear lockers for the fire department. The warrant notes that the current gear lockers are over 25 years old and in disrepair. Chief, any comments on that? It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, the ones we have now, yes, great man. The wooden ones, and they only can dry the front, so if you put your jacket in on the side, it's all dries out.
Right.
The new ones will circulate the air right around the front.
I would assume extending the life of the equipment, right?
Yes.
Article 8, I'm going to propose to transfer a total of $18,000, 9 from the ambulance receipts account, 9 from free cash for new computers for priority response vehicles for central dispatch. That is also from the fire department. And by the way, all of these articles are recommended by the Board of Selectmen. If they weren't, I would mention that. Questions on Article 8? Article 9, staying with the ambulance receipts account, $350,000 proposed for the purchase of a new Class 1 ambulance. Note trading in what appears to be an 11-year-old, nope, my bad math, 9-year-old 2007 ambulance. Be 10 by the time you get the new one?
Mhm.
$350,000. Questions, comments on our proposed new ambulance? Article 10, proposing, so we're going to dip our toe into the sewer department here. That's a really bad phrase. We're going to, well, let's just move on. We're going to propose to transfer from the sewer enterprise retained earnings account $76,000 to eliminate existing overhead electrical service and install new underground service for the Route 44 pump station. And a note with the article mentions that this will help to eliminate electrical interruptions and improve reliability of the 44 pump station. Questions on Article 10? Seeing none, Article 11, a little bit over $116,000, again with the sewer enterprise retained earnings account for a new wastewater pump control panel or panels at the South Street East Pump Station and the Deer Hollow Pump Station. Again, submitted by the sewer department. Questions on that? Seeing none, Article 12. See if the town will vote to transfer from free cash $15,000 for the initial costs associated with the treatment of Johnson's Pond to remove unwanted invasive plant growth or take any action relative thereto. Questions or comments on Article 12? What's that?
Just curious, who's going to do that?
We're going to have a company come in and take care of it. We specialize in this stuff.
Solitude Lake Management.
Yeah, because if you look near the pond, it's taken over.
Yeah.
We don't do something about it, it's gonna be, the kids enjoy that.
Who's the sponsor, Mr. Bruckner?
Well, multiple sponsors, I guess. Fire department sort of initiated it, the selectmen, the park and rec, and I think even conservation.
It's recommended, so everybody in agreement that this is the right thing to do, yes? Okay, very good. Questions or comments on Article 12? Article 13, from free cash, $23,000 for the purpose of reconstructing the Pleasant Street basketball courts. That's by Park and Rec. Questions or comments there? Liz, how long's it been since they were redone? It's been years, right?
I'm not going to reveal my age. The original.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
That was-
It's changed over time. Originally, they were tennis courts. And then
Yeah, I remember when they were tennis courts.
Yeah, so.
It's been at least 30 years, I bet.
Same level, it's gonna be some,
Yeah. Huh.
yeah.
I don't know how you remember that at the tender age of 25.
I know, it's so weird. Fond memories.
Yes, yes. Questions on Article 13, basketball courts? Seeing none, Article 14, $17,000 for a new computer server. Like, we could have some fun with that one, but we won't. To run the town's financial software, taking the action relative there too. That will be hosted here at the town hall, I imagine? Yes? That's, questions on that? Seeing none. Article 15, proposing to spend a little over $163,000 for 3 patrol vehicles for the police department. Questions on that? Chief's not here, right? We sticking with sedans? Does anybody know, sedans or SUVs? All 3 SUVs? So we've completely made the change? Excellent. I remember when that was not very popular in town. Article 16, $21,000 for a new fingerprint system replacing an old fingerprint system for the police department. Questions on 16? 17, $30,000 for 3 low ambient ductless air conditioning systems for the patrol office, the detective's office, and the chief's office and conference room over at the police station, replacing currently using window units, which are noisy and a security issue for the hall, or for the offices. Question on 17. 18, proposing $239,000 for a new 10-wheel dump truck for highway. Looks like it's fully outfitted, replacing a 1988 dump truck, which is now out of service. Questions or comments on 18? Well, no, Chief Janice, they can get 20 years out of their dump trucks.
Yeah, I know. They don't take the beatings.
Comments on the proposed dump truck? Seeing none. Article, where are we, 19. $100,000 proposed to continue funding, this stabilization fund already exists, right?
Yeah, the fund exists, and the agreement was $100,000 per year for 3 years.
And this is year?
This is year 2.
Year 2. So year 2 of a 3-year plan, $100,000 for the construction and replacement of the highway facility salt storage shed. Questions or comments on 19? 20, we're going to proposing to use overlay surplus to spend $190 for the purchase of a new roll-off truck. I believe that's for solid waste, right? Yep. Equipment is critical to solid waste transfer station operations. Questions or comments on 20? 21? I'm going to leave the financial articles here. We're going to start to get into some more bylaw-related or procedure-type articles. Article 21, to see if the town will vote to charge an additional fee of $15 for each written demand issued by the collector to be added to and collected as part of the tax as authorized by Mass General Laws, Chapter 60, Section 15. Mr. King, this yours? Did I drop a note? Nope, never mind.
No, you're
No,
all
the
set.
note's on 22, okay.
So
There you are.
the demand is actually a late penalty. It's currently $5 at the town. That's the lowest it can statutorily be. The max is 30. So we're looking at possibly an incremental approach by going to 15 Some communities do the jump to 30, but we think there will be quite a shock.
Yeah.
So,
Property taxes, excise taxes, everything?
everything.
Across the board?
Yes.
Anytime your office doesn't get paid on time?
Yep, there's the demand will be issued probably about approximately 2 weeks afterwards.
Gotcha.
And right now it's 5, we're proposing 15.
That's a one-time fee, or is that every time you issue a demand, or
For that tax.
for that tax?
Correct.
For that one bill?
For that one bill.
Gotcha.
Yep,
Okay. Stay there. I think 22 is you as well,
Oh, yeah.
right?
yes.
22 is to, I'm sorry, any further questions on 21? 22, to see if the town will vote to accept the provisions of Mass General Laws, Chapter 40, Section 5G, to establish a municipal waterways improvement and maintenance fund. Go ahead.
Okay. So, the way the Massachusetts general laws are written is that half of every boat excise and all penalties derived from boat excise shall be credited to the Municipal Waterways Improvement and Maintenance Fund. As of right now, the town does not have that fund, so we are setting aside monies that we cannot touch. So, in order to tap those funds, we have to accept the statute.
Excellent. Questions on 22?
What will the funds be used for?
It could eventually be used for something like the previous article where we talked about the weed control in Johnson's Pond.
Good. Anything further on 22? And finally, Article 23, I'm not going to read it, it's fairly lengthy. This is yours as well, Mike?
Yes.
See if the town will vote to amend Section 218 of the Town of Raynham General Bylaws relating to non-payment of taxes. Why don't you sum it up, and I won't read it.
Sure. So the Municipal Modernization Act had some positive changes to this law, and specifically, in order to deny someone a license or permit, the tax had to ripen to a point where it was a year outstanding. The main change is they are eliminating the year waiting period, and it can be immediately after the tax is due.
So, give us an example or two. A real-life example.
Real-life example, okay. Someone does not pay their real estate tax. They come in looking for a building permit. They come to my office for a signature. If that tax was 6 months past due previously, I would not be able to hold it against them and deny them the permit. Now, 6 months past due is a past due tax, and they can be denied the permit until the tax has been paid in full.
Gotcha. Questions on 23 for the treasurer collector? And that will need to be a two-thirds vote on the town meeting floor, as that is a bylaw change.
One question maybe through you to the assessors. Would that include non-payment of personal property tax?
It does.
So that's a nice tool. That's a great tool, excellent.
The Municipal Modernization Act has a couple of things. One of the things they did look at was personal property tax, because you can't put a lien as of right now on personal property. So what they did do was a change was going to small claims court. Now there's no limit for what you can sue for a personal property tax. As previously, I believe the limit was $15,000. So,
Great.
Just so there's no confusion out there, folks watching, the two folks watching on TV, this does not affect the minor type permits or licenses, right? Like hunting, fishing, burning.
you can't be denied a marriage certificate,
Okay,
dog licenses, those type of things.
gotcha. Not that these are minor licenses, but I
But like liquor license.
don't want to get marched down by the,
Yes.
Service permits.
Of course.
It could truly affect some businesses.
sure. As well it should, right? I mean, all right. That's the 23rd and final article of the special town meeting. Any questions or comments on the warrant in general, or remind everybody, next Monday night, the 14th, 7 PM start. We'll go right at 7 if we have a quorum. Anything else, Mr. Aligi?
No, I'm good.
Selectmen, committee members, town officials, anything? Chiefs? Town council? Did I miss anything? Excellent. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you Monday night.